Walking home from school with my best friend Emily, my phone beeped. When I read the message I'd received, I froze and almost fainted. Emily noticed my pale face and asked me what was going on. I didn't know what to say. I left her to walk home alone and rushed to my house. When I arrived, I went straight to my bedroom, hid myself under my bed sheets, and turned my phone off. I wished this text was just a nightmare, and as soon as I'd wake up, this whole drama would end. But it didn't. And what made it worse is when Clark, Emily's boyfriend, came to my house asking if I was there. Of course, he came asking for an explanation after I turned off my phone and ignored his message. Before I reveal what the message was about, let me tell you what happened from the beginning. But before I do, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Trust me, it will make your life better. But it didn't, or at least better than mine. Well, I am considered to be a shy girl who's almost invisible to everyone. I spend most of my time with my best friend Emily and her boyfriend Clark, but like any other girl, I had a crush on a guy at our school and no one knew about it, even my best friend Emily. You might wonder why. I mean, she's my best friend and we are not supposed to have secrets. Well, my crush is her boyfriend Clark. Yes, you can go ahead and judge me. What a traitor, what a loser. But you have to hear me out until the end, and then I would appreciate it if you leave a good piece of advice in the comments below. You see, Emily's boyfriend Clark was my best friend since we were like 4 years old, and we used to hang out together after we got older. Once Emily and I became friends, we started to go out as a trio. The three of us go to the same high school, and having them by my side made my life easier, because I'm not very social. Until one day, everything was turned upside down. They both stood in front of me and said, "Sophia, we have a surprise for you. You are now looking at the newest couple in town. We're dating." I stared at both of them and said, "Shut up," in a weird, surprised voice. Since that day, I started to feel something different for Clark, as if I like him. I know it's wrong, but I can't control my feelings. Therefore, I kept it a secret between me and myself. As months passed, I got used to the idea of hiding my feelings towards Clark. They seemed happy together, and I got used to seeing them together. However, my biggest shock was when I caught Emily red-handed cheating on him. Man, Clark was too good for Emily, yet I had nothing to do about it. I love them both, and I can't hurt Emily. I can't just go to Clark and reveal her betrayal. I was stuck in a huge dilemma, yet I did what I thought was right. I told her that, "Shut up. Clark is a great guy, and he didn't deserve what she'd done to him." She was shocked to know that I knew her secret. However, she promised to cut off the affair and focus only on Clark. She also made me promise to keep my mouth shut and not mention anything to Clark. And, as a good friend, I agreed, though a big part of me didn't want to. While walking home that day, I bumped into Clark. We live in the same neighborhood, and he looked so handsome. When I arrived home that day, I was feeling dizzy from all the thinking. I fell more for him and I wanted to go straight to his house and kiss him. But unfortunately, I can't do that to Emily. I banged my head into my pillow and started weeping. Why is he so handsome? What should I do? And boy, I did something. And let me tell you that it's the stupidest thing a person can ever do. Since Emily and Clark are my only friends and I had no one to talk to, I decided to talk to myself. I grabbed my phone and recorded a video of myself confessing my love to Clark. I watched the video repeatedly, and when I was about to delete it, my mom broke into my room, so I freaked out and threw my phone away. She asked me to help her with some stuff, and when I got back to my room, I totally forgot about deleting the video. A day after, as I was walking with Emily, my phone beeped, and I got a message from Clark, the message I mentioned at the beginning of the story. I don't know how, but the video was sent to Clark. OMG, I wished that the ground would just swallow me at that moment. Clark saw the video and texted me back. "We need to talk." I didn't know what to say, so I just ignored him. But later on that day, he showed up in my house. And since we are best friends, my younger sister led him to my room. And when she knocked on my door, she said, "Your Prince Charming is here." That little brat. I was dying of embarrassment, so I pretended to be asleep. Though I knew he knew I was pretending, I didn't care. I just faked some snores and sounded like a pig. Ugh, could this situation get any worse? Well, let me just give you the answer. Yes. Yes. I sent him a voice note telling him that I have 5 proposals. Guys have been proposing for me, and meanwhile, I have 5 husbands waiting for my approval to marry them. Of course, that's the stupidest lie ever, but I was dying from embarrassment, and I just did it. I thought it would make him forget about the video and maybe feel a bit jealous. He replied with, "What is wrong with you? Are you all right?" And that's when I closed my phone and never wanted to speak to him again. The next day at school, I tried to avoid both Emily and Clark. However, during lunchtime, while I was standing at the cafeteria behind the most popular guy at school, Dean, Clark came in. As he was walking towards me calling my name, I did the most shocking, embarrassing thing I could ever think of. I grabbed Dean and kissed him, in front of everyone, but most importantly, in front of Clark. Everyone was so shocked, and honestly, so was I. When I realized what I was doing, I leaned back, covered my face with my hands, and ran out of the cafeteria as fast as possible. As I was running out, I heard someone from behind calling my name. I thought it was Clark still following me. However, to my surprise, it was Dean. I kept on apologizing for what I had done, and his face was expressionless. Honestly, I was not sure if he was mad, embarrassed, or even happy. He asked me what this is all about, and I embarrassed myself even more and cried in front of him, explaining what happened. I can't believe that I told him everything, including the video part. His reaction was a bit shocking. He said, "Oh, so you used me as a pawn." Ouch, that hurts a bit though. I thought you actually liked me and was brave enough to make such a huge move in front of everyone. I looked into his eyes as I was wiping my tears and said, "What? No, it's not like that. I mean, I like you, but I don't really like you. Not that you're not likable. You are hot. No, I mean, good looking. Did I just say likable? Okay, I don't know what I'm saying right now, so I am going to shut up." He laughed in a super cute way.
Free real estate.
Ever. He offered to be my fake boyfriend so I wouldn't be embarrassed in front of Clark. And all I had to do was write his assignments in return. I couldn't believe my ears. My jaw dropped all the way open. I stood there staring at him and asking, "Are you serious?" He grinned and said, "Yeah, sure." I was in total shock, so I just grabbed myself and rushed back to my class without saying anything. And when I got home, I locked myself in my bedroom thinking about the amount of embarrassment I've had since the video was sent to Clark. While tossing and turning in my bed, I kept on imagining myself with Clark. I couldn't get him out of my mind. But this had to stop, I said determinedly. So I reconsidered Dean's offer.
Free real estate.
I mean, I already kissed him in front of everyone. Therefore, the next day, I headed towards Dean and told him that I accepted his offer. And to my surprise, he hugged me in front of everyone. He held me in his arms and kissed me on the cheek. I was taken aback by his reaction and stood there speechless as I saw Clark from afar staring at us. After a few days passed, Clark and I finally met. He bumped into me while I was walking to school, and so we talked. I apologized for avoiding him and explained that the video meant nothing because I have a boyfriend and I am happy with him. But he didn't seem like he cared. He said with a frown on his face, "Emily is cheating on me and I needed a friend." His words made my heart almost stop. He said that he saw Emily with another guy and they were kissing. I acted surprised and he only talked about how hurt he was and that he needed someone to talk to. He said that he tried to approach me a couple of times, but when he saw me with Dean, he just backed off. My heart broke and I felt really bad at that moment. I promised to make it up to him, and so we walked and talked all the way to school when we arrived at school and saw Emily waiting for us at the entrance. She started crying and begging for Clark's forgiveness. I was sure that Clark wouldn't buy her nonsense, and while I was waiting for his refusal, I heard the most shocking thing ever. He immediately forgave her and said that he couldn't live without her. I was speechless. 2 seconds ago he was just saying how awful she was. And actually, I had hope. I thought maybe he would finally notice my existence. I stood there trying hard not to cry when I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Dean. He said, "Hey baby, I miss you. Tomorrow I'll come to your house and pick you up. We'll go to school together." I inhaled a sigh of relief and walked with him inside. He whispered in my ears, "Don't worry, I gotcha." At that moment, I felt something weird. I felt like my heart was beating fast and my face turned tomato red. I always had wrong thoughts about him because, most popular hot guys are jerks. But not Dean. He was different. Since that day, weeks passed and we continued fake dating. It was amazing. He's such an adorable fake boyfriend. We hung with his friends, went on dates and parties, and I felt as if I was visible. Everyone noticed and looked at me. However, I started to believe my fake life and got used to it. I liked being known and noticed. And most importantly, I liked Dean. I wondered what my life would be like if this whole thing ended. Not only that, I also had fallen for Dean. I was so into him that I wished this whole thing was real. The next day at school, while I was putting some books in my locker, Emily approached me. She screamed her lungs out in front of everyone, saying, "I thought you were my best friend. How could you? You are the worst friend ever. I hate you." I replied in shock. "Why? What happened?" She put the phone in my face and played the video I accidentally sent to Clark. I froze. I couldn't say a word. I only mumbled, shivering. "I can explain," she yelled back. "I don't want to hear your stupid explanation," and left. Then I heard beeping sounds around me. She sent the video and the voice note to everyone at school and wrote, "My best friend is confessing her love to my boyfriend and claiming that she had been married 5 times. Though she went too far by sending the video and the voice note to everyone, I think I kind of deserve it, because what I did was shameful. I ended up spreading fake rumors about myself. I felt how stupid and naive I was. People started calling me by my new nickname, Shopia and her 5 husbands. Ugh, I just ruined my own life and hurt my 2 best friends. I stood there ashamed, trying to avoid students' whispers and laughter, when Dean approached me. He put his jacket around my arms, hugged me, and we got out of there. He sat me on a bench and gave me some orange juice to calm down. I was still shaking and crying. That's when Clark came running towards us. He pushed Dean away and asked me what happened. I wanted to throw the orange juice at his face. I asked him why he hadn't deleted that video and why he showed it to Emily. He immediately denied it and explained that he didn't show it to anyone. Emily saw it by mistake when she wanted to send me a message through Clark's phone and accidentally saw it. I asked one more time, "Then why did you keep it? I told you it was a big, horrible mistake." That's when he said the most unexpected thing ever. He said that he liked the video and actually felt something after he saw it. At first he wasn't sure, but now he realized that he truly loves me. I was truly shocked, while Dean seemed annoyed. He interrupted him, saying, "Dude, I'm her boyfriend." That's when Clark said, "I know you don't love her, and I know you are cheating on her. You don't deserve her. I saw you with your ex Mandy." Yelled back, "I don't want to hear your stupid..." "Saw you with your ex Mandy hugging yesterday at the gym, so back off." When I heard what Clark said, I felt betrayed. Though my relationship with Dean was fake, I was hurt. I left them both standing there and ran crying to my class. At the end of the day, I went home feeling dizzy and sick. That day, I realized that the whole fake relationship thing should end. I sent a message to Dean, thanking him for everything he'd done, and told him that we should stop pretending. One day, while I was walking to gym class, I saw Dean and Mandy kissing in the corner. I felt pain in my stomach, and I couldn't help but shed some tears. When Dean saw me standing there, he was taken aback. He pushed Mandy away and came running towards me. I immediately started running away. I didn't want him to see my tears. I'm done with embarrassing myself. That's when he grabbed my arm, turned me in his direction, and kissed me passionately. I was surprised, yet I liked it, so I kissed him back. Then he said, "I love you, Sophia, and I always did." I asked him about Mandy, and he explained that she's the one who is trying to get closer to him, but he refused. And when she saw me coming in their direction, she kissed him only to tease me. I laughed and hugged him tight. I whispered in his ears, "I love you too, my muffin."